Hi, we're here at my swing studio to try out the original 10K driver. Who is that? Well, it's Cleveland. They've launched a new launcher XL2. I always found it a very easy driver to hit. Miss hits fairly straight, easy to launch in the air, quite very straight. The issue they had years ago was they spun a lot. Now they've, even with the last 2 or 3 models, have reduced the spin in the driver. Now the spin is important, that when it hits the ground, it actually allows you the ball to roll out a lot more, especially when you get it fitted. So it launches easier, and when it hits the ground, it releases with a little bit more run to give you that extra bit of distance, especially when it's firm. The big thing with Cleveland also is it is a great price point. It's a few €100 cheaper than most of the other drivers. You get all the high spec shafts, very forgiving heads. I actually quite like it. It really suits slow club head speeds. So I've actually done a few swings today, and I've been swinging around today between 92 to 95. I'm normally about another 5 miles an hour faster, but I'm still getting that 220, 240 hit. So, and I'm also going to be talking about the new fairway woods that they have now. There's a particular one in it I want to show you, not so much the other ones. So this is the Cleveland Launcher XL2. It's got a long back on it for the MOI as well, and you've got a sleeve adjustment from 9 to 12 degrees, so it's a great club for me as a fitter, but also you as a player. So as you progress, you can change. I've got a Tensa Blue shaft in a 55 gram, which is normally my shaft, and it's a lightweight stiff, so quite stable. Visually, it looks a lot like the Ping 10K, which has a long back on it for more MOI, which is more forgiveness with off-centered hits, and it's pretty straight now, nice and light. And for me, again, like the Ping, it actually feels counterbalanced, so I don't feel a lot ahead. And I'm a type of player that likes that. So here we go. Let's have a go. Let's see what happens. So just get up, nice even pace swing. Just feel lovely and comfortable over the ball. Visually, it looks very nice. I see a lot of face, even with the loft of 10 degrees I have on it for me. Okay, now that one I, funny enough, went a little bit quicker at. Sorry about that. So that was 97.3 miles an hour. So spin, this is what I'm saying to you, the spin is about 2,544 there. That's pretty perfect. Carry was 230, total 254, 255, which 25 yards run. And launch angle right on the money, 12 degrees, 12.7 launch angle with a dynamic loft 14.5. I'm pretty straight now. It's literally within 5 yards of what I thought was my target line. Now, as I said, hugely forgiving. I'd recommend it highly. This is something new into the range. It's called a Halo Extra XL, which it's a hybrid wood. So I'm going to show you how that looks in reference to the other heads that they have in the range. They have your normal hybrid, or rescue as we call it, and then we have our fairway wood. So if you can compare that, it kind of fits very much in the middle of those. So that's a 3 wood, hydro wood, and excuse me, and the rescue, which I've just rescued. So it kind of fits very much in the middle. Where do you play it, you ask? For me, I would see this as a club off the tee. You can hit it off the fairway. It is a 17 degree 3+, so it's definitely a tee shot club. So if you're somebody, again, who wants it to go very straight, it doesn't matter what level you're at, I think this is a massive club. I was getting in around about 220 total run out. I think it was around about 197 to 205 carry off the tee. Off the ground, I could find it was easy enough for the hit, and a lot of that's to do with this rail that they have on the bottom, which interacts with the turf. It just goes right through it. It doesn't, all the club head just keeps going forward like bounce on a sand wedge. So for me, it's a great club off the tee, but also I found it as a great second shot club into a green if you have that distance I have to fill instead of using a fairway wood if you feel that you struggle with that. Easy again to launch in the air, unbelievably easy and great off the tee. So I'll do one off the tee for you first. Now, I've got a little white tee here, probably a little high, so I'm going to float it a bit. It's a hybrid wood, so I think it's a great club for off the tee for a fairway finder. That's it. Yeah, very straight, very easy to hit in the air. Spins about 2009-4-3, which again means when it hits the ground it runs out. Yeah, carry was 211, total 231. Club head speed on that was 89. You naturally swing slower with a shorter shaft because it happens. Dynamic loft is actually 17, so what's written on the club, which is unusual. Launch angle 14. So off the tee, fantastic little club. Smash factor 148. So it was pretty efficient golf swing. Now, let's try one off the ground. Same thing, see what happens. And again, it's very inviting like the driver. I see a lot of the club face. And for me, that makes it more relaxing and easy to hit in the air without having to help it. That's it. There we go. Very easy to hit in the air. Again, difference off the ground. The spin now is popped to 4463 where we interacted with the ground. Total carry 204, 216 total. Launch angle 14, dynamic loft simmer 17, so it's actually quite a stable golf club. Ball speed was 135. So for me, the driver's fantastic, but for me this is the big one with Cleveland this year. The hydro wood with the rails, easy to hit off the ground as a second shot if you really struggle with fairway woods, or you just don't like the size of it. It's really quite nice to look down on. Look, you see a lot of the club face which invites you to hit it in the air. You don't have to feel like you have to help it. And I think it's a fantastic option off the tee. Like some people like to use two driving irons, or like 2 irons with the thicker head, or even a strong 3 wood or 5 wood. But for me, very stable, very straight, very easy to get off the ground and off the tee. And then the driver, which is what we started with, the original, as I call it, 10K, very forgiving driver. Won't be the longest, fairway finder all day, but it's not short either because the spin is really low. So I recommend Cleveland XL2 launcher, part of the Srixon XEO family. And I think they've got a winner here for anybody who really wants to be consistent off the tee and not have to worry too much about being perfect. My name's William Noble. I'm the PGA professional at St. Anne's Golf Club, and this was all about Cleveland. Speak to you soon.